Hey, it's your boy Garrett. Oh, there I am. I just want to run through some of the ways you can work more efficiently in Photoshop. I'm going to go over the essential shortcuts. If you want to be a pro, learn these. All right, the way I see it, you have a few aspects of Photoshop: tools, canvas navigation, color adjustments, masks, layer blending, layer management. If you can get comfortable with each of those and you know the associated shortcuts, you're going to become a Photoshop monster. And to put this into practice, I'm not going to just tell you what the shortcuts are. I'm actually going to do this quick little sci-fi sketch. If you know these shortcuts, you should be able to make this in 5 minutes. But before I get into that, I just want to clear up a couple of misconceptions that people have about speed. The first thing is that keyboard shortcuts aren't useful unless they make you faster. Is it actually a shortcut? Is it saving you time? Like the standard shortcut to make a new layer is Control-Shift-N. I got a little left hand, so I got to take my right hand off of the mouse, hit the N, then I got to hit Enter. I got to put my hand back on the mouse. That's slowing me down. All right. So depending on what you're comfortable with, you're going to do different shortcuts. Okay. The second thing I want to mention is that Windows and Macs are a little bit different. If I say Control, I actually mean the Command key on a Mac. And I'm going to tell you what both of the shortcuts are, so don't worry, I got you covered. And I'm using Windows now, but I use a Mac when I'm at work. And I switch off. It's not a big deal. They're basically the same. The last thing you got to keep in mind is that regardless of what the shortcut is, you can change that shortcut. You can customize a Wacom tablet to have a button shortcut. You can use a gaming mouse with a bunch of buttons on it. So, get a setup that you're comfortable with and customize it for what job you're doing and what's fastest for you. Okay? If you don't like the default shortcut, just go into Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts, and set up whatever the hell you want. In fact, that's what we should do right now. Okay, so go to Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts. Go to Tools. Do this right now. Just click on Tools. Go down, look for Foreground Color Picker. Make this C. Okay, this is the game changer. It's going to save you a lot of time. Now you don't have to bring the cursor all the way over to here. Just hit C. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to pick space color. I'm going to hit G for your paint bucket. Okay, B for brush. To change the size of the brush, you use the left and right brackets. All right, just gonna get some space. New layer. I'm not gonna use a shortcut for that. Some stars here. Hit C. Look how easy that was. And I'll make another video showing you how to get a custom brush like this. But for now, just kind of go with it. Alright, some stars in there. And then I'm going to hit Control N to make a new document. Just want to get a bigger canvas for the planet. Alright, Marquee tool, M. I usually don't use that shortcut because I can't reach it with my left hand. Hold down Shift to lock proportions when you're dragging things out like that. G for your paint bucket. C to change the color. Let's get a planet, like a Mars planet or something. Control D to deselect. And now I'm just gonna grab a texture over here. And I'm not gonna tell you what the shortcuts are for copy and paste. You should know that. Control T to transform. And then to zoom out, Control minus. Minus and plus are how you navigate. If you hit Control 1, you get actual size. If you hit Control 0, you get like a the width of what you're working on. Okay, and then when you're zoomed in, hold down spacebar to pan. All right, that's the basic navigation. So let's just drag this thing in, get a texture on here. Okay, now this is where it gets serious. I'm going to grayscale it. Okay, Control Shift U, and then I'm going to use a layer blending thing, but I'm not going to use this drop down over here. I'm not going to go through these drop downs like an asshole. I'm just going to hit Alt Shift O. Ah, but it didn't work. See, I did that to prove a point. You got to hit V. When you hit V, brings up your pointer transform tool, and then you go Alt Shift O. Okay, that worked. That's how you know you're a pro, when you get these layer blending things over here memorized. Okay, see, I'm not going to click on that. If I want multiply, Alt Shift M. If I want an overlay, screen overlay. You know, whatever, overlay for textures. And then, to fine-tune this, I'm going to change the levels to adjust the contrast, Control L. All right. If I want to bring it back, I'm not going to click the opacity here. I'm just going to hit what opacity I want. Just hit the number, 67%. Boom. 20%. Hit a 2. 90%. Think of all the time you're going to save just hitting numbers instead of going over here, clicking on this thing, sliding this around. Okay, you don't need that. All right. Let me get one more texture real quick. All right. Where's my tab? There it is. Control Shift U, grayscale. Alt Shift O, overlay. Control L, levels. Okay, now I want to select this thing, and there's a lot of different ways I can do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the pixels. I'm not going to use the magic wand tool. Okay, don't use that. Just go over to your layer, hold down Control or Command if you're on a Mac, and just click that. You're going to get this selection here. Now I'm going to copy all of the layers by hitting Control Shift C. See that? Now I just got this guy right here. I'm going to bulge this out. That has nothing to do with shortcuts, but you know, if you do have it centered and it's in a square document, you can bulge it out with sphere eyes. That's just a little tip for you. All right. So now it looks like a planet. It's like a round planet there. Okay, good. I'm going to get tricky again. I'm going to hit Control J to duplicate this layer. I'm going to make a shadow. Okay. Go to my levels. I'm just going to make this black. And I'm going to reveal this using masks. Now, I use masks for everything. I never use the eraser tool. Don't use it. All right. Because I use layer masks so much, you should make a shortcut for that, because you should use it as much as I do. Go back into your keyboard shortcuts. Go to Application Menus, Layer. Then go down to Reveal All. You can get shortcuts for all of these. Right now I'm just going to set this one. I'm going to do like Control Shift period. Okay, make it whatever you want. Control Shift period, get my mask. Now I've got this mask here. Okay, here's, I don't want to get too into masks, but basically black and white reveals and hides. Okay, B for brush. So I'm going to get a gradient brush here. You hit X to go back and forth between your black and white, and then you just paint that on your mask there. Use Control I to invert your mask, or invert anything for that matter, but you can see how you can invert the mask. Hit X to invert your brush. But yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna get something real dramatic, so I'm just gonna put a big shadow on here. Okay, Control L, levels. I'm just gonna get a little more contrast on that. And then I'm gonna hit 9 to make it 90% opacity. Control J, duplicate this layer again. I just want to put a little glow around it, so I'm gonna blur this. Blur might be another good custom shortcut. You might want a custom shortcut for that. Control L, levels. I'm gonna make this brighter. Just want to get like a little glow around that. V, get my cursor back. Alright, I mean, that looks pretty good. So, Control A, select all. Control Shift C, I'm going to copy all those layers back to my document. Control T to transform. Control minus, zoom out. Hold down Shift. It's all coming together. Alright. Control J, duplicate that layer. Just gonna put a few of these in here. Some moons or something. Alright, something like that. And then to make this more interesting, I'm going to adjust the color on these. I'm just going to go Control U, get my hue and saturation, and just make this like an ice planet, or like a, let's make it like a dull moon thing. Control U. It's like a green planet. Yeah, why not? Alright, so, I mean, we're pretty much done, right? Just want to do another little layer blend here. I'm going to put this thing in here. Control T to transform. Just want to get some funky thing here. I'm going to use my, I think I'm going to try a screen. So that's Alt Shift S. And hit 2. Bring that down a little bit. That's pretty good. I want to get a little glow on this planet, so I'm going to duplicate that with Control J, Control L to get the levels. Gaussian blur. See, should have had a shortcut for that. And then I'm going to use my new mask thing, which was what, Control Shift period, to get this masked out. B for brush, and I'm just going to reveal the top of this. So that looks pretty cool. T for text. I'm just going to drop this in. You know, something like that. And there you go. Control J. Just gonna be a little obnoxious here. Yep. it's actually a good idea to go in here and mess with these curves, make this more interesting. Maybe I could yeah, something like that. Make it a little more mysterious, and so those colors to blue and orange there. Anyways, that's about it. Oh shit, you know what I just remembered? You should learn how to manage your layers real quick. And you know, a lot of designers, myself included, don't have good organizational skills. So if you're working on a team or something, you really want to make this organized. So do this quickly by, you know, selecting your layers. Shift click to select a group, and then hit Control G to group it. And then you can name this, and you know, you can put a color on it or whatever. This is how you you know, figure out what you're doing when you have like 30 fucking layers. And if someone else has to work with you on a file, well, this will help them see what the hell you did, instead of, you know, having a bunch of layers and everything's all over the place. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. One thing I want you to keep in mind is that even if you get really fast, that doesn't actually make you a good artist. You might be making some really shitty artwork in a short amount of time. But if you can work quickly, then you can create more stuff. And the more you create, the better you're going to get. So that's why speed is so crucial. Anyways, I'm going to be making some new stuff, so stay posted. If you want to check out my own artwork, you can go to stimuluscomic.com. In the meantime, be prolific.